I'm here today with the World No.1 Scott Brash. Thank you very much, Scott, for joining me for this interview.
No problem.
So the first question that I will ask you is how did everything start? How did you start riding in the first place? And when did you realize that you wanted to build a career in show jumping?
Yeah, I think I was 7 years old when I got my first pony. And yeah, I think I started jumping when I was 10 years old and quickly got really into the jumping, loved working with ponies, loved jumping. And yeah, that sort of became our hobby at the weekends. And yeah, weekend by weekend, we got more and more into it. And that became our thing to do.
This is a really challenging life and sport, mentally, physically. It's really demanding. So a rider at your level must be a strong reason why every day you wake up in the morning and you do what you do with all this passion and commitment. So what is your reason why every day?
Yeah, I think, as you say, you have to have a passion and a commitment for what you do in life, whatever that may be, and in all walks of life. And luckily, the horses is my passion. I love getting up in the morning, working with horses. And yeah, whether that be young horses at home or your older horses, just maintaining their fitness and building them towards a competition, or traveling around the world jumping competitions, whatever that may be, that's what I love doing. And yes, it's hard work, it's tough, but we love it. Like all the other riders, like the staff, like so many people that put in so much hard work into what you guys see in the ring. But I think it all starts with passion and drive and commitment from not only me, a number of people around me.
How much of your riding is technical, and how much of your riding is pure instinct and feel?
I think every rider is a little bit different. My riding, I think I ride a bit from my feeling, whereas other riders are a little bit different. So, and there's no right or wrong, it's what makes a top rider. I think there's so many top riders out there. So yeah, I think you have to know what your strengths are, weaknesses are, work at your weaknesses, try to always improve, we can never stop learning in our sport. Like, because we're working with a living animal, we're learning every single day. There's something different, something more to learn, something more connection to find with the horse to be able to achieve the results in the ring that we're looking for.
When do you think it starts a great partnership with your horse?
I think you have to understand your horse, and I see that a lot of problems riders get into, it can be because we get a little bit too technical for the horse, sometimes. And I always think we've got to simplify it, make it straightforward, they have to understand what we're wanting. And sometimes we can run into problems if there's confusion there. So every horse understands or learns different, like human beings. Mm-hmm. And it's up to us to really understand that horse, understand what they like, what they don't like, what we can work on, what we can improve, what to avoid sometimes, So it's just about understanding your horse, and that you only understand them by working with them every day on not only riding, but spending time with them, knowing how they react in certain situations, try to help them, reassure them, give them confidence. All those aspects go into it. And it takes years to build such a great partnership in the end.
How do you deal with the mental pressure, especially competing at the highest level where you are? I think even if you're a very experienced rider and this is what you do, I'm wondering if you still feel that kind of mental pressures and nerves before entering an important competition, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I'm quite lucky. I'm probably not the best person to ask about nerves going in, because I'm quite lucky that I don't feel like I get that nervous riding. I get nervous with other things, talking to a room full of people, I wouldn't enjoy that so much, But I think, like anything, you improve. You get better at it the more you do. I'm lucky that I'm comfortable riding. That's what I'm most comfortable doing, and that's what I love the most. So whether I'm riding on my own or in front of 10 million people, that doesn't really bother me. But I work with a lot of people that get nervous, and it's normal. It's very normal. It doesn't mean to say you can't be good just because you get nervous. Of course, there's many top riders get really nervous, and you feel it in a collecting ring, for example. They get a bit anxious, and there can be moments. Everyone handles it different. It doesn't mean to say it's right or wrong, but it's one of my strengths, I feel, is being quite confident when I ride. I think I always try to, when I'm helping some people that are nervous, I always just try to get them to blank out everything that's going on round about, drown out that noise, because the horse doesn't know that you're jumping for an Olympic gold medal or he's jumping another round at a normal show. He doesn't know, or he or she doesn't know. So you've got to beat the course at the end of the day, and what do you know about that horse, So you stay focused on that. We walk a course, we make a plan, and then we're going to try to execute the plan the correct way we see fit for the horse to be able to jump the best they possibly can in that moment. So I try to stay focused on that, and I try to, when I'm teaching, that's what I would be teaching them. And step by step, the more confidence comes, and the nerves aren't quite as bad at the end of consistently working like that, I find.
When you walk the course, what is the first thing that you notice?
The first thing I think about is you got to walk your course for that horse in mind, because some horses have bigger strides than others, some have smaller strides. So what will suit even my top horses, what will suit one of my top horses won't suit the other top horse. So Shadora Lady to Aloe Mango both have different plans, I would have extra strides more so on Shadora Lady. I know that into a double, it's better if I can come in a little bit slower with Shadora, for example. Different for Mango, so you've got to walk the course for your horse in mind, and only you know your horse inside out, or that's how it should be, or your training, and so I always have them in mind. What do I notice when I walk a course? It depends on the horse, you're looking at the technicalities, you're looking at the height, you're looking at the time allowed, you're looking at the delicate parts of the course, the heavier parts of the course. There's so many things that we think about when we're walking the course, but a lot of it depends on which horse you're riding.
Thinking of achieving success in show jumping, what do you think it matters the most in the end between talent and training?
Both. You need both. You can be the talented rider, most talented rider in the world, but if you don't work at it, don't put the effort in and the commitment and dedication, you're not going to be top of the sport, I don't think.
If you think you're someone has less talent but puts a lot of effort in years and having training, you think they still reach?
They can. I still feel like they have to have a little bit of natural talent to start with, or the feeling in things has to come. It can't. Some people that have never ridden before and start riding, they have a bit more of a natural feel. Then if they really work at it and really want it enough, they can really come through. Whereas other ones, they could work it till they're blue in the face. If they don't have that little bit feeling for the horse, it's going to be difficult. So you need both, but it's even like horses. I see it so often with young horses. You see the magnificent horse that gives an unbelievable jump, and you see a horse that might make a mistake, but the attitude and the brain of the horse, if the one that looks the worst as a young horse wants it more and fights for it more and listens to you more and learns more with you, I would prefer that horse to the horse that has all the ability in the world but is working against you. So, and I see that all the time. Many times I've seen a horse at 5-year-olds that you think, oh, doesn't really look good enough, and it can come through to be a fantastic horse, and vice versa. 5-year-old horse that looks absolutely unbelievable can be very disappointing in the end. For what we are doing doesn't make them a bad horse. You just have to find the right avenue for them in life. But I've seen it many times, disappointment, and also the other way getting on.
What is it, your opinion regarding ethics in the equestrian sport?
I think it's very important for every rider to understand it's about the horse. They should come first in all our lives, if you like, or it all starts with them. We can be the most talented rider, but if we don't have the horse in good condition and feeling well and happy in their brain and happy in what they do, you're not going to win top Grand Prix consistently, I don't think. So you've always got to listen to your horse, but at the same time, I don't know, throwing an example out there, if a horse doesn't like a water tray, I just see a water tray sitting there, for example, so a young horse might come and stop at a water tray and be scared of it. It's up to us to educate them that that's not going to kill them, that is not a bad thing, but it's simplifying it, it's putting it out, putting it lower, making it easier for them to jump, to then hopefully gain confidence to actually understand, yeah, that's not bad after all, So that's part of being a good horseman, still understanding the horse at the end of the day and knowing what's right for one horse that won't be right for another horse. And I think that's the same way in all walks of life. I think fair discipline is the right way. It's like a kid. If you let them just do whatever they want, generally they turn out to be not the best kid in the world, But at the same time, it's got to be fair, You've got to understand right from wrong, but in a fair way. And I think that's about being a good horseman, and still always stems back to understanding your horse. Yeah.
Now everybody is looking up at you. Is there a rider you admire particularly?
There's so many amazing riders. Like, okay, I'm number one just now, but there's 20 or 30 other ones that can still be number one. And everyone has different styles and ways. That's what makes our sport so incredible. I find that it's not always just one way that is the best, I would ride completely different to Daniel Deusser, for example. But I really admire Daniel Deusser. He's an amazing rider, and so I can learn so much from him, as well as I look at lots of different riders for different reasons and admire different ways of how they go about it to still achieving the best end goal, if you like. So yeah, there's many riders I admire for different things, and not just riding, about management, about respect of how they are in life, how they are as a human being, as a person. I admire many different people for different ways of how they do it.
Last question, what message would you give to young riders to dream to follow your footsteps?
I think work hard, stay committed, be dedicated, never give up. Always listen to your horse. It's got to be about the connection you have with the horse. And you don't need to have 20 horses in the world to be really good. You have to just have a really good relationship with that one horse, to achieve great things. So yeah, work hard, never give up, keep learning. I'm still learning every day. I'm learning. There's still, when I watch my riding, there's still things that annoy me about what I do, and I'm still working on things all the time. And I think that's important to be like that, have that mindset. You still have to enjoy the good days, because there's more bad days than good days in our sport. 90% of the time we're not winning. So you have to enjoy it, but keep trying to improve, keep trying to learn, keep trying to improve that connection you have with your horse and understand your horse.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you. Cheers.